What's going on guys, Aero here and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, Pokemon Legends Arceus is officially out and I'm sure a ton of people are just starting their game and beginning to play it, and so I felt like in this video I should talk about some tips and tricks that I feel like everyone should know before they play their game. Now there's a lot of new stuff in this game and changes that they've done to games which Pokemon games didn't used to be like in the past, so I feel like it's going to be different for a lot of people, and as somebody who was kind of lucky enough to play the game a little early before it was supposed to release, there was a lot of things that I kind of learned playing through the game that I wish I knew before I actually started playing, and so that's why I feel like I can make this video now and show you guys some of these little tips and tricks that I feel like are really going to help out people who are starting their game. Now real quick before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that I'm actually partnered with Best Buy now, so there will be a link below in the description to Pokemon Legends Arceus, both the digital version, the physical version, and even a link if you live in Canada. If you click the link and then buy from there, you can really support me and help out the channel a lot, and Best Buy's awesome. They'll send you the game right away and with free shipping, so if you really want to buy the game the best possible way and also support me, I would really appreciate it if you buy clicking the link. Alright, but moving into these tips, the first one that I have here is to definitely catch every single new Pokemon that you find. This game really revolves around catching Pokemon and completing your Pokedex, so if you do find a new species of Pokemon that you haven't caught before, definitely just go and capture it, because I know for me usually when I play Pokemon games, I pretty much just capture the Pokemon that I really like and the Pokemon that I want to use on my team. Like I remember when I first played BDSP, I just caught like a Murkrow, a Gible, I think Floatzel, like other Pokemon that I was going to use on my team, and that was pretty much it. But you don't want to do that inside of this game. Like even if there are Pokemon that you aren't like a huge fan of, definitely just go and capture them, because you're really going to need to capture them if you want to do everything there is in the game, and especially if you want to go and capture Arceus in the end. Also, every area does have a couple of rare Pokemon spawns which have a low % chance of actually appearing. I know Eevee is like one of them in the first area of the game, so if you do find these types of Pokemon, just really try to sneak up on them and capture them, because if you miss out on them, then trying to go and find them again is going to be a pain when you really need them. The second tip that I've got here is to change the time at the base camps before you go out into the wild. This game is really cool because you can freely change the time of day whenever you want, and a lot of new Pokemon appear during different times of the day, so if you are in like the daytime, you're gonna find Pokemon like Beautifly and Pokemon like Starly, but if you do change that same area to nighttime, you'll find Pokemon like Dustox and Zubat, so you really want to make sure that you're changing the time a lot, and you can do that at the base camp. You can sleep until whenever you want, so it's not like it's synced up with your Switch's internal clock, but rather you can just freely change the time whenever you want, so definitely change the time and explore and try to find new Pokemon. Gathering materials is also one of the most essential things about this game, especially once you kind of get further into the game. You're going to be unlocking more and more kind of recipes to crafting things, and you really want to make sure that you have the materials to do that, and getting materials is really easy. You pretty much just have to throw out your Pokemon and they'll go and get the item for you. It's not like you have to really run up and get them, so you can pretty much just run by, throw some Pokemon at some rocks and stuff, and they'll get items for you, so you really want to make sure that you do that, and especially some of the rare items that don't really appear as often, make sure that you're really just going out, hitting trees, hitting items, and trying to get as many of them as you can. One of the best parts about this game that I love so much is that you can freely switch out the moves for your Pokemon whenever you want. So essentially once a Pokemon has learned a move, it's gonna have that move forever. So you can just go into the menu and sub out moves whenever you want, and it's really useful, especially when like you want to capture Pokemon and you need like paralysis or something like that. So I remember just going into Pokemon, putting Thunder Wave right before I go to catch like a alpha Pokemon or something kind of hard that I really want on my team. So I would have Thunder Wave, that way I could paralyze it, make it easier to catch, and then right after the battle's over, you can go back into the menu, take out Thunder Wave, and sub back Thunderbolt. So I love how you can do that in this game and definitely take advantage of that. Rotating Pokemon is also very useful in this game. I don't know about you guys, but for me, usually when I play Pokemon games, I kind of just have like a set team that I decide on, and I pretty much just use those Pokemon when I'm playing through the game. But in this game, you really kind of want to sub out Pokemon and use different Pokemon along your journey, and I really did do that, where like I kind of started out with a Shinx, and then later on I subbed that out for Raichu, later I subbed that out for Electivire, so you really want to try to make sure that you're using different Pokemon, and by doing this, you're also going to raise Pokemon, evolve them, which are going to be adding new entries into your Pokedex, so that really helps out as well. So I really feel like you shouldn't have like a set decided team that you really feel like you're only going to use those Pokemon for your whole game. I mean, you can obviously still catch those Pokemon and use them, but really try to have different Pokemon and trying to get different types of Pokemon on your team. That way you can complete your Pokedex and also be using fresh new Pokemon with every new area that you get to. Releasing Pokemon is also a valid thing to do in this game. You're actually going to get rewarded for it, where you're going to get items and things the more Pokemon you release, and it makes a lot of sense because some Pokemon are definitely going to require you to catch multiple of them, and especially if you do decide to do that, you're not going to want like 6 boxes full of Wurmples, so if you do decide to release a whole bunch of Wurmples, you're going to get rewarded for it, so I definitely do think that it's worth doing. There's a character inside of the Galaxy headquarters who actually has the ability to increase your inventory space, and I definitely do think that it's worth kind of investing in him. He does charge you, and the price of it does kind of like double or go up every time you do it, so it's gonna get really costly. Like eventually it ends up being like 20,000, 30,000 just to expand one more space, but I really do think that it's kind of worth doing because one of the issues that you may run into a lot in kind of the early game and especially into the later game is you're gonna be finding lots of cool new items and you won't have inventory for them, so you really want to make sure that you have more spaces so you can add more items. Now going off of that, another really good thing to do inside of this game is using the chest feature, where if you look at the house that you're going to be staying at, there's actually a giant like chest looking thing that's inside of the room, and inside here you can place a bunch of extra items and things that you have in your inventory. Now you can actually access these items even if you're out in the wild, so even though they're technically in your trunk, you can still pull them up and use them for crafting and things like that, so I definitely do think that the extra items that you get, and especially some of the items that you're not really going to be using to capture Pokemon and kind of items that you're going to be using in battle, like you're not going to be throwing, Thunderstones and things like that at wild Pokemon, so having those types of items in your inventory just takes up a lot of space in the wild, so definitely coming to your trunk here and putting all those items there is very, very useful. After you beat the first major boss, Cleaver, you're going to start to see these really interesting dimensional rifts which are going to appear in a lot of different areas, and you're going to see them appear on your map, and once you go there you kind of get like sucked into the rift, and it's really, really cool because inside of this rift you're going to see a ton of rare Pokemon appearing, tons of really cool items and rare items as well, so definitely take advantage of these if you see them. You're not always going to be seeing these rifts, so they are kind of a rare occurrence. It kind of reminds me of like the Blood Moon from Breath of the Wild. You don't always get a Blood Moon, but it does happen from time to time, so if you do see one, definitely go to it because you're going to be getting a lot of items and rare Pokemon. And finally, the best tip that I can give you is to take your time. This is a Pokemon game that you're really going to get to experience only once, and having the joy of playing a game like this is really, really cool, especially with Pokemon. You're really going to love it, so don't try to rush through the game. I know a lot of times when I get a Pokemon game, like I pretty much just knock it out on a weekend. Don't really try to do that with this game. Really kind of let it soak in and try to explore and find all these rare Pokemon, try to find some items, because there's a lot of fun stuff in this game, and honestly, it really brings like a special magical Pokemon sensation that you really don't get a lot with many other Pokemon games, so really just taking your time, kind of explore a lot of the areas, look at the environments, and there's just a lot of fun to have in the game. But yeah, there you go guys, those are 10 tips that I feel like every Pokemon Legends Arceus player should know before they start the game. If you guys enjoyed this video, then definitely be sure to click that like button and also comment down below and let me know how you guys feel about this. Are there any tips that you guys feel like new players should know? Definitely comment them down below. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to have some more Pokemon content in the future, so definitely be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Click on that bell to become a part of the notification squad. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.